This could be huge. Multiple NHL insiders have reported that Chris Tanev is linked to the Edmonton Oilers. And with the Flames visiting Edmonton tonight, it gives Flames GM Craig Conroy and Oilers GM Ken Holland plenty of time to concoct a potential deal. Welcome to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe for all of the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors regarding your Calgary Flames. Now, the trade rumors, we should say, surrounding the Flames and Oilers are not new. They've been going on for quite a few weeks now. Of course, Tanev kind of being that centerpiece. But we now know that last night there was some big news of, the Flames management. Maybe they were looking into the Oilers a little more than any of us kind of thought. So, the Flames have actually been scouting the Oilers. And it's funny too, because I don't necessarily see a roster player from Edmonton going to Calgary. I don't really know what Calgary would want from Edmonton's roster. That isn't untouchable, obviously. I mean, who wouldn't want McDavid? But it's interesting. So last night, Flames management, including GM Craig Conroy, were in the building watching the game between the Oilers and Wild. Now, obviously, this tweet is from yesterday. That's why it says it like that. But of course, the Flames take on the Oilers tonight, not tomorrow night. This is now tonight. Very, very interesting. So it looks as though the Flames, they are playing there tonight. Maybe it was just cheaper to go earlier on the Friday instead of the Saturday. I don't know. But it's very, very interesting that the Flames management, maybe some scouts, were out in the building to watch the Oilers and the Wild. Now, some people will say, well, hey, maybe they were scouting out the Wild. Do not think that's the case here. The Wild are in a very similar situation to Calgary, actually, of, do you retool? Do you rebuild? Do you sell at the deadline? Do you keep your pieces? Minnesota is more happy with their stuff, I think, and the Flames obviously have the biggest trade assets. But this is obviously between the Flames and the Oilers. Now, Craig Conroy is one of several reported members of the Calgary Flames management taking notice of last night's Oilers game. Of course, this doesn't slow down the rumors that have swirled around the Oilers and Flames in the past days. In fact, it's done the exact opposite. It's picked them right back up. It's similar to the other night when the Bruins were in town to face Calgary. I kind of said, keep an eye out for Mason Lohrei, maybe some other pieces, because the Flames have had links to Boston as well, especially with Noah Hanifin. And so I don't know if the Oilers necessarily have one of those players like a Mason Lohrei who could come back in a trade, but it's still interesting that the Flames have taken extra time in order to scout out Edmonton. Now, I don't want a trade between Edmonton and Calgary. I don't want the Flames to be the reason why Edmonton gets better, of course. But if they do end up offering the best deal, then I'm sure Craig Conroy will take it. That being said, making a deal with your arch rival, your public enemy number one, I can't really see that, but it's not out of the question. But of course, Tanev linked to Edmonton. Now, this may not be brand new news, but it's definitely picking up. So this isn't just coming from me. Multiple NHL insiders have actually now said that Tanev is being linked to Edmonton. Edmonton definitely taking a good look at Tanev. Now, we can sit here and argue that every single team has taken a look at Chris Tanev, especially contenders. But, don't take it from me. Take it from the man himself. We got a Friedbaum. That's right, Elliot Friedman. So, in his written 32 Thoughts, the written up version of the 32 Thoughts podcast, Friedman reported that the Oilers were one of many teams pushing for the services of Flames defenseman Chris Tanev. Keep it simple. They're just pushing for him. That's a big part of what they need. When the Oilers picked up Mattias Ekholm, that really helped them. That was the kind of player they needed, because otherwise they were just conceding goals left, right, and center. And they kind of still are a bit. So Tanev could be a very good fit there. If he goes in, he might knock out Cody Ceci. No disrespect to Cody Ceci, but he is not Chris Tanev. And Tanev, the good news here is that maybe he could actually be just a rental for the Oilers if he goes there. I can't imagine Tanev will sign longer term with Edmonton, but who knows? So Frank Saravalli made an appearance on the Bob Stouffer hosted Oilers Now show. He said that the Oilers were keeping tabs on Tanev. Saravalli also reported that they are trying to fill multiple holes in one trade. So this takes it a step further. Not only are they just looking at Tanev, but maybe they want to plug a few holes through that. Does that mean they throw in a goalie as well? someone that could be reliable, like a Dan Vladar. Go the whole mile and go Jacob Markstrom? No, I mean, come on, no chance. But maybe they're looking at the Flames for a few things. Now, the only name I've really seen circulating for, a potential return to Calgary would be Warren Foegele. He could be a bit of more of a cap dump by the Oilers, but that's not what the Flames want, and that's not what the Flames need. So I do not envision a trade that would include Warren Foegele in a Flames jersey at the trade deadline. But that's just the only actual roster player name. Now, what actually is in the rumors is they're looking for the best deal they can get, said Saravalli on the Flames, moving Chris Tanev. So this is talking from the Flames' point of view. I think they're hoping for a first-round pick. They got multiple second-round picks on the table from many teams. They're holding out hope that they can get to that next level. Should somebody step up and hit the asking price, I think you'd see him moved instantly, but nobody has got to that level just yet. So the Flames are holding out for a first-round pick. Edmonton has that to give up. They can give up a first-round pick. So if the Oilers are the team to get to that next level, like Saravalli is talking about here, and offer a first-round pick instead of a second for Chris Tanev, Conroy might just pull the trigger here. I mean, I personally think Tanev is definitely worth at least a first-round pick, but you do have to look at his age and his durability, of course, and just how coveted he is by so many of these contenders. Hopefully that bumps up his value, but it looks as though the Flames really are holding out for an offer of at least a first-round pick, if not more. Now, obviously, Conroy, if he doesn't have the right deal, he will hold out longer until the actual trade deadline, but we will see. A trade between Edmonton and Calgary is not impossible. It's happened before. I mean, the most recent great one you could say I can think of is Lucic and James Neal. I mean, look how great that worked out for both parties. So who knows if a trade could happen between the Battle of Alberta. Now, that being said, Battle of Alberta, tonight's game is, of course, the Battle of Alberta. The Flames are up north in the Big Cold in Edmonton. And so that game goes at 8 p.m. tonight if you're in Mountain Standard Time. I know we got a lot of Flames fans from across the world, across the country especially, but Mountain Time, 8 p.m. should be a very good one. Both teams repping those Heritage Classic jerseys they wore in the outdoor game earlier this season. Now, the Oilers have had the Flames' number this season. We don't need to talk about that. Let's just talk about how exciting this time is. It should be a very, very good game. Edmonton was really hot for really long, and now they've not necessarily cooled down, but I mean, they aren't quite as hot as they were. In the Flames, any given game could pull out an absolute masterclass or be, pretty much the worst team you've ever seen. It's one or the other at this point. But either way, it should be a very exciting game. And look at that. Jacob Belche was on the flight over to Edmonton, exiting the plane with Connor Zary there, the old World Junior teammates together. He's looking happy. At the time of this recording, the projected lineup has not come out, but that is a very good sign to see a healthy Pelche. I wonder if he'll be in tonight against the Oilers. I'm sure we'll find out very soon, but that's very good that he's looking happy and good spirits. And I mean, that shoulder, it's looking good. It's looking good. So we'll see if Pelche is playing. And either way, should be a very exciting game. Who knows if the Flames and Oilers will be stirring the pot and looking at a potential deal here. Chris Tanev, could he be on his way out just up to Edmonton? I mean, he can hitchhike there if he gets traded there. It'll be the easiest trade ever. But that about does it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoy your weekend, and subscribe if you're new around here. And of course, enjoy the game. Go Flames, go!